We do have Jagannath Shinde, the president of the All India Chemists Association, and Prashant Tandon of 1MG, an online pharmacy portal. Gentlemen, appreciate you joining us here. Mr. Shinde, let me start by asking you. First, I want to get a clarification from you. The one-day strike that the All India Chemists Association has called has nothing to do with the cap on retail margins. Am I right?
Yeah, correct. There is no cap.
Okay.
The question of margin is not there.
The question of margin is not there, so the reports that seem to suggest that the ban was linked to the retail margin cap are not accurate. Yeah. What is your big problem with the e-portal, Mr. Shinde, and what has your representation to the government been?
See, government of the Deputy Secretary of Health and Family Welfare, they had issued one public notice on 16 March, wherein they said that there is a mandatory requirement of registration of each and every traders, that is retailers and wholesaler on e-portal. Without registration, they cannot do the business. Our main objection is that in India today, only 70% people are still not computerized and they don't have internet facility and everything. They will find difficult to load all sale, purchase and everything online. And second main subject is this. The government will charge 1% on the sale of prescription, and that is to be paid to the e-portal for their expenses to the authority concerned appointed by the government. We have strong objection because our margin has been controlled by government under DPCO. Why this 1% additional burden on us? And third thing is this, they say only we will have to give honor the prescription of doctor which they will give the list, that is qualified doctor. But in India today, 60% rural India, qualified doctors are not there. Only the cross-pathy people like homeopath, Ayurvedic, Unani, Siddha, they write allopathy medicine. Now, if we will not serve this medicine to the people, our chemists will come into danger, their life will come into danger. It will be very difficult for them to survive.
So, Yes, Mr. Shinde, you said that this public notice was put out by the government on the 16th of March, sir. We're almost at the end of May. What has been the response from the government to the representation that you've made? Is there any possibility of any kind of redressal?
See, we have already sent our memorandum before 15th April. And more than 70,000 chemists have objected the clauses mentioned in the public notice. Till today, there is no communication by government. Only yesterday, our Joint Secretary, Mr. K.L. Sharma, telephoned me and they were asking about the detail. Now, see, today, when the ban is declared, it is very difficult. Unless government will not call us. Our main suggestion to government was that, please call manufacturers, the traders, then drug controllers, government sit together and find a good solution in that.
But Mr. Shinde, you know, as we move towards the GST transition come the 1st of July, you are going to be required to put these details down, you know, as part of the GST answer.
Correct.
So how prepared are chemists to be able to do that?
See, madam, one thing, when we have already accepted GST, we are going to upload, sale, purchase and everything. Then why duplicate thing on e-portal again? Because, see, chemist will become a clerk because we have to distribute the medicine. In rural India, the shopkeeper who are in the villages, they will have to go to Tahsil where some facilities where they will have to upload the detail. And the time will, lot of time will go in that. So you have to see, this particular rule should apply to each and every chemist who are also living in a rural part of India. This is not a practical solution.
Okay, you're saying that this is not a practical solution, it's not implementable, but Mr. Shinde, you've called for a nationwide one-day strike. Is there a possibility that you may extend this or call another strike if the government were not to relent?
See, we have said that you will have to amend the clauses because there are so many clauses they will have to remove because it will be very difficult for us to pay the cost of portal to be collected from the traders is not a correct thing. And second thing, we have suggested so many things. If government will call us and if they listen us, then we will support. Otherwise, we will have no alternative to go for indefinite strike tomorrow.
You're saying that if they don't get back to you by today in some form or fashion, you will extend this strike tomorrow, sir?
Not that way. So, again, we will follow the matter with the government another month or so. 2 months, we will again go to government to solve our issues. If they will not respond, then we will have no alternative to go on indefinite strike after, say, 2 months or so.
Okay, Prashant Tandon, you know, this matter that we're currently discussing has little to do with online pharmacy because that is something that the Chemists Association has had issues with in the past, but today their problem is different. But as you listen to what Mr. Shinde is saying and what the government has put forward by way of a notice, what do you think the way forward is?
I think, see, fundamentally, a lot of points I would like to make very quickly here. Number one, this was just a notification on which suggestions were invited by all parties. In fact, we joined Mr. Shinde in saying that the 1% charge seems pretty excessive and somewhat unnecessary to run the portal. But what it really says is pharmacists and pharmacies need to register themselves onto the portal, which is not really too much of an ask. You know, in India, we have a huge problem. Most of the pharmacies don't have pharmacists. All of that would come out in the open. And this legislation is just bringing traceability and accountability into this sector. And it's a pretty key sector. And I think we have to move towards it needs a reset, and we have to move towards the right practices. I think the other part that Mr. Shinde mentioned he was worried about is that in rural India, the pharmacists are not equipped to deal with it. True, but as per the notice, the rural India is actually left out of the purview of this. So it's not really the one that is going to bear the brunt. So essentially, I think it's track and trace of medicines, it's accountability of the supply chain. It's something the country has to move towards. It's certainly a little bit more extra work. And however, I think going on a strike and trying to take strong arm actions at this stage is a little premature because the final notification is not out. This was just inviting comments, and comments have been provided. And like everyone, like Mr. Shinde, we are also patiently waiting to hear from the government what would the final construct look like. So I think it's a lot of inconvenience caused very prematurely.
Fair point. Inconvenience caused prematurely. Suggestions have been asked for. Suggestions have been invited. The final notification is not out yet. And what is wrong with moving to more transparency and traceability in the Indian pharmacy system? Mr. Shinde, a final comment from you.
No, it is not correct because the last 1 year we are discussing this issue with the government. We met several times with the minister, then the concerned secretary and deputy secretary and everyone. We have given the notice, I mean the objection raised by us, say in the month of March. We have given clear-cut notice of burn to the government 1st May, that is 30 days before. And government, nobody has time to at least call us and hear us and whatever objection raised by us. No, they have not heard it anything. There was no alternative left before us to go for strike because government is not listening our demands and our suggestions. And I think, see, whatever Mr. Tandon says is not correct because if you read properly the notice, it is a mandatory to all. They say all pharmacies must register, otherwise they cannot do the business of dispensing the medicine to anyone.
All right, gentlemen, we will have to leave it there. Prashant Tandon and Jagannath Shinde, appreciate you joining us here on CNBC TV 18 to give your reactions to the one-day nationwide strike that's been called by the All India Chemists Association. 8 lakh chemists on strike today, seeking redressal from the government.